All right, welcome everybody to the August 4th, 2021 Police and Fire Commission meeting. The first order of business is call to order. And second order of business is public appearance for non-agenda items. So before we jump into that, I know we have at least one person that wants to speak. I just want to say myself that I want to thank the over 40 people that have contacted us since last night. And prior to that, obviously there's a community survey that we did and the city survey that we did. But really, overall, it's been just hundreds of people that have had input into the process. So I just want to thank everybody that has given, not just between last night and tonight, although those folks all obviously got to see the candidates for the first time and I think had a specific, reaction and had specific opinions about it. But just everybody that's participated so far, I just want to thank everybody. Public appearances for non-agenda items. I believe we have one person that would like to speak. Gabrielle?
Hi.
Hi.
Yeah, I am speaking on the police chief hiring. Is that an agenda item or?
Yes, it can be. So during the public appearances and when you want to make a statement, you can make that about what you would like in regards to the agenda. So yes.
Okay. All right. Thanks so much for giving me a chance to speak. I'm Gabriela Gerhardt. I'm one of the alders in District 2, for those of you that don't know me. And I wrote you an email last night, but I wanted to share it as well, just in case, since I know you're receiving a lot of communications right now. I really appreciate you hosting a great event last night to let the community hear from the police chief candidates. I'm here today to share my concern about the speed of the police chief hiring process. Yesterday, the question and answer event provided a lot of valuable insight into who each of these candidates are and what they might bring as the next police chief of Fitchburg. But more community members need to have the opportunity to watch and reflect on this before you vote to move one or two candidates onto the next step. And this requires time. I've done my best to send out a blog post, email, social media post this morning notifying people that there is a vote to move candidates forward planned for today. But anyone that saw, my notices had less than 12 hours to watch the event, reflect, and then share any feedback they have with you. And for anyone with a full 9-to-5 job, this is essentially impossible. On top of this, at the end of the event last night, I don't believe the mayor shared the timeline of the hiring process, so it's very possible that people that attended and watched might not even realize that there is a vote tonight to whittle down the candidates. I believe that this will be perceived by the community as a rushed process when people realize they didn't have a chance to write in before you took a vote. I do believe that this has the possibility of eroding trust in the PFC, but more worrisome, the potential to erode trust in the police department and possibly even the new chief. The reputation of our current officers and that the former chief built in the community is incredibly valuable, and they're held in high regard, but that trust can be lost very quickly. I ask you to consider postponing tonight's agenda item to give community members more time to share their perspective. And a couple of notes I didn't mention in my email last night. The names of the finalists were released online on July 26th, which is just 10 days ago. So even with the names of the police chief candidates, I'm not sure that that's enough time for people to weigh in. Many residents in Fitchburg don't have access to the internet, and I would ask, and I don't know the answer to this question, but I would ask, was there any way for people that don't have access to the internet to even know about the announcement of the finalist names, or that about the event that was happening last night? And the Fitchburg Star did write an article on July 26th, but it obviously won't be part of the paper until the paper that's released in the August issue. Thanks so much for your consideration.
All right, thank you. Are there any other public appearances? I don't see any. So, motion to move into closed session?
Okay, so I move that we go into closed session pursuant to section 19.85, paren 1, paren E of the Wisconsin statutes for the purpose of considering employment, promotion, compensation, or performance evaluation of any public employee over which the governmental body has jurisdiction or exercises responsibility, more specifically for the PFC to discuss the police chief finalists after the events of August 3rd, 2021, and determine which candidates to further background in a competitive recruitment process.
Second, and then a discussion note. I would ask that we closed session to start with just the 5 of us before welcoming others into the closed session to the extent that we would like to.
So, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Nope, I'm just going to say, is that a motion on the floor to handle a whole closed session that way?
Yes.
Okay.
So we'll move that we have a closed session with the PFC members first before we open up to the other people present in the room right now. Second.
Second. All in favor of holding the closed session just quickly with just the 5 of us, and then inviting everybody else in, raise your hand and say aye.
Aye.
So moved. And all right, hello, and thank you, and welcome back to open session. The Police and Fire Commission obviously had closed session, discussed what we, had a conversation to determine which candidates to further in the process. So I would like to motion the background check the candidates for police chief for the city of Fitchburg. So you guys know, the public notice for this would transpire probably sometime next week. So, motion? I made, second, very good. All in favor of the motion, raise your hand and say aye. 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 All right, thank you very much. Next order of business is announcements. So, the process that we have been following has been since May, and it's stretched out. Actually, the tentative process was supposed to end on August 18th at our normal meeting in August. So we're in the process of backgrounding the candidates that are advancing, and like I said, we will be making announcements specifically for those to the public next week on who they are. Between now and then, we are very much open to public comment. So we really do want to, we've received a lot of emails today and continue to get feedback from just about every aspect of the community. So we really just want to encourage everybody to do that until the 18th. It's possible that this, it's a tentative timeline, so it's possible it'll take longer than that. So please just, stay tuned and pay attention to the meeting on the 18th. Pay attention to the website, both because we may extend the process a little bit in order to make sure that we're making the best decision possible. Any other announcements from anybody? Nope. All right. Next up is motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor of adjourning, raise your hand and say aye. Aye. Thank you very much.